Welcome to Wise Elders Stories channel. Subscribe to Wise Elders Stories channel for more valuable insights. Have you observed that your once flawless hairstyle no longer seems to cooperate? The mirror feels less inviting, styling takes more time, and that ideal look remains elusive. You're not the only one. After 60, our hair undergoes significant changes, becoming thinner, drier, and often grayer. Yet, many women continue to rely on the same styling methods they've employed for years. Today, I will discuss the 10 most frequent hair mistakes I've encountered among women over 60, along with the straightforward solutions that have boosted my clients' confidence, like Martha, my 72-year-old client who was moved to tears. Tears of joy filled her eyes as she finally recognized herself in the mirror once more. Before we dive in, I'd love to hear which city you're tuning in from. Drop it in the comments below and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more beauty insights that honor your journey. Now, let's address the common mistake that catches many of my clients off guard: ignoring hair thinning. One of the most poignant moments in my salon is when a client leans in and whispers, "Why does my hair look so flat and lifeless?" I can see the worry etched in her expression, a concern I've come to know all too well. Over the course of 4 decades, I've had the privilege of working with thousands of women. If you've observed more scalp visibility or a thinner ponytail, it's important to understand that you're not alone in this experience. After the age of 60, nearly 55% of women encounter noticeable hair thinning, a topic that often remains unspoken. This isn't merely a figment of your imagination, it's a biological reality. As estrogen levels decline during and after menopause, your hair follicles are directly impacted. These hormonal shifts lead to each strand growing back finer than it once was, while simultaneously altering your growth cycle. Shortens meaning fewer hairs grow at once while more rest in the shedding phase. Add to this that scalp circulation naturally decreases with age and you understand why thinning happens regardless of how well you care for your hair. This thinning does more than change your appearance, it can shake your confidence to the core. I remember Margaret, a retired school principal, who came to me almost in tears. "I feel invisible," she confessed. "My hair used to be my crowning glory, and now it's just gone." Her thinning hair had caused her to step back from social activities she once cherished. For Margaret, we devised a transformation using 3 essential strategies. First, we opted for a layered cut that fell just below her chin, long enough to maintain a feminine touch, yet short enough to enhance volume. These carefully placed layers created the illusion of fullness. Second, we integrated volumizing products specifically tailored for mature hair, utilizing lightweight foams that lift at the root without burdening fine strands. Lastly, I suggested a straightforward supplement regimen featuring biotin. After consulting her doctor about vitamin D, 6 weeks later, Margaret hosted her first dinner party in over a year. People couldn't stop complimenting her hair, and she shared with a smile that lit up my salon. Addressing thinning hair matters tremendously, and equally important is choosing a cut that flatters your unique face shape. It's easy to hold on to outdated hairstyles. I understand why we cling to familiar looks. The Dorothy Hamill wedge cut or the feathered Farrah Fawcett style might have been the highlight of your beauty days. There are moments in life that make us feel truly radiant, like when your partner first expressed their love or when you achieved that career milestone. Our hairstyles often reflect significant chapters in our journeys, becoming cherished companions along the way. It's perfectly normal to develop a sentimental bond with these looks, as they have accompanied us through various experiences. However, I invite you to consider this: when was the last time you refreshed your hairstyle? If it has been 10 years or more, your beloved style might be adding years to your appearance. Pay attention to these indicators. If your styling routine has become more time-consuming yet produces less satisfying results, it may be time for a change. When you notice that your results are less satisfying, you might find yourself reaching for more product just to achieve the same effect. Your hair may feel perpetually flat or unmanageable, and compliments may have dwindled. These subtle signs indicate that your current style may not be serving you as it once did. The stiff, heavily sprayed hairstyles of the 1970s, the voluminous perms of the 1980s, or the perfectly straight looks of the 1990s carry a distinct timestamp, instantly linking you to a specific era. I recall Barbara, a 68-year-old retired nurse, who came to me seeking a change. Still sporting the same curly perm she'd had since 1986, "My husband likes it," she insisted, clutching her purse nervously. We discussed modern alternatives that wouldn't feel like a drastic change. I suggested we maintain her curls but make them looser and more natural-looking with face-framing layers to soften her features. We exchanged the tight perm for a gentler body wave technique. The length remained similar, just grazing her shoulders, but the shape evolved into something more contemporary. 2 weeks after her appointment, Barbara's husband called me. He remarked that she appears 15 years younger, but more significantly, she is smiling at herself in the mirror once more. The right style doesn't diminish age, it embraces the present while respecting individual comfort. Today's refreshed cuts for women of experience showcase softer edges, increased movement, and less rigid silhouettes. Consider gentle layers instead of sharp steps, subtle side-swept bangs rather than blunt fringes, and textured ends instead of perfectly even lines. These contemporary elements preserve your essence. Embracing elegance while revitalizing your appearance once you've refreshed your style, the appropriate color approach significantly enhances your new look. It's essential to consider hair color adjustments. The evolution of our hair color with age is a stunning and organic journey. As we grow older, our hair follicles gradually generate less melanin, the pigment responsible for our hair's hue, resulting in the emergence of those silver strands. This transformation is not merely aesthetic. The texture of your hair also undergoes changes, often becoming coarser or more wiry. Embracing these changes doesn't equate to surrendering, rather, it involves collaborating with them thoughtfully. I've observed numerous women making similar color choices in my salon. A prevalent issue is opting for shades that are too dark. Those deep brown or black hues that were once striking in your 30s can now create stark contrasts against your softening skin tone, highlighting fine lines instead of your lovely features. Another common error is attempting to combat yellowing or brassiness with inappropriate products, leading to an unnatural purple or blue tint. One of the most common missteps in hair coloring is the stark contrast of gray roots against a solid dark hue, which instantly conveys a sense of outdated upkeep. The right shade not only enhances your look but also shifts your emotional state. When Janet, a 71-year-old retired attorney, came to see me, she revealed that she had been using the same dark brown box dye for 25 years. "It's what my husband remembered," she said softly, reflecting on his passing 3 years prior. I gently proposed that we embrace her natural silver transition while incorporating the dimension that illuminated her face was more than just a physical change. I observed her posture lift and her eyes glimmer as she caught sight of her reflection. "I feel like myself again," she whispered. For those with warm skin tones, yellow, peach, or golden undertones, soft honey blondes, warm caramels, or rich auburns can beautifully enhance your natural glow. Meanwhile, for cool skin tones with pink, red, or bluish undertones, ash blondes, cool brunettes, or platinum silvers can elevate your inherent coloring. For deeper skin tones, rich hues, chocolate browns with caramel highlights or deep burgundy tones can create stunning dimension. For those embracing their natural gray, silver-enhancing treatments can offer a luminous, sophisticated look. Today's trends for mature women favor dimension over flat color techniques. Options like baby lights, very fine delicate highlights, soft beige hand-painted highlights, or gray blending create a natural-looking dimension that requires less maintenance and grows out gracefully. Remember, the goal isn't to look younger, it's to look your best. Vibrant and well-maintained at every age, color frames your face and creates that crucial first impression. The health of your hair is its true foundation. Let's explore how the right products can make all the difference. Using the wrong hair products can be detrimental. those styling products that worked wonders in your 40s and 50s might now be working against you. This is due to the hormonal shifts of menopause, which dramatically alter your hair's texture at the molecular level. Your scalp produces less sebum, the natural oil, while each strand becomes finer yet more porous. This means your hair absorbs products differently, often soaking up too much moisture while paradoxically feeling drier. It's akin to trying to water a plant with different soil. The same amount no longer serves you well. I observe well-intentioned product mistakes every day. Heavy oils and butter-based products that promise to tame frizz instead weigh down thinning hair, making it look flat and greasy within hours. Conventional shampoos with harsh sulfate strip away the little natural oil your scalp still has. Two-in-one products marketed for simplicity often leave a waxy residue that builds up over time, dulling your natural shine and making your hair feel perpetually dirty. You don't need expensive salon products to properly care for mature hair. In fact, some budget-friendly drugstore brands now offer excellent options. Look for sulfate-free shampoos that cleanse gently. Brands like Neutrogena, L'Oreal, and Garnier all provide affordable options under $10 for conditioners, with lightweight formulas labeled volumizing or designed for fine hair. Deliver hydration without the burden of heaviness. Opt for alcohol-free mousses or spray gels that provide hold without the weight. Become discerning while browsing the drugstore. Steer clear of ingredients such as dimethicone and heavy silicones, as they lead to buildup. Avoid harsh sulfates like sodium lauryl sulfate, which can be too stripping for mature hair, and be cautious of synthetic fragrances that may irritate sensitive scalps. Instead, seek out natural moisturizers like aloe vera, panthenol, and vitamin B5, along with lightweight oils such as argan and proteins that fortify hair strands. I consistently suggest 3 specific product types for my more experienced clients: a mild clarifying shampoo to be used weekly for buildup removal, a daily moisturizing shampoo that is sulfate-free, and a lightweight leave-in conditioner or detangler for styling. Mousses can add volume at the roots, while lightweight serums help control frizz at the ends without weighing down the style. Susan, a 67-year-old client, revitalized her hair by merely switching products. She had relied on the same heavy conditioner and styling cream for years, puzzled by the loss of her once lively bounce. Her hair now appeared consistently lifeless, so we transitioned her to lightweight formulas designed for mature hair. Within 2 weeks, she called me with excitement, saying, "Richard, I can see my waves again. My daughter even asked if I got a perm." With the right products at home catering to her hair's evolving needs, professional upkeep became crucial for maintaining the integrity of her style. Skipping regular trims, often justified by the desire to grow it out, is perhaps the most frequent excuse I encounter from women avoiding those necessary cuts. I completely understand the hesitation. It may seem counterintuitive to cut hair when the goal is to have more of it, but the science reveals a different perspective. After the age of 60, hair growth slows down by about 10% compared to when you were in your 40s. The ends become increasingly prone to splitting and breakage, and without regular trims, those delicate ends can split further up the hair shaft, ultimately diminishing both length and volume over time. Neglecting trims for extended periods can negatively impact your overall appearance. Split ends lead to frizz that no product can completely control, and your meticulously styled cut loses its shape. Defining hair care can feel like tending to an untamed garden, where the lack of pruning leads to frustration. Styling time can easily multiply as you wrestle with unruly hair that refuses to cooperate. For shorter cuts with sharp lines, a trim every 4 to 6 weeks is essential to maintain that clean shape. Shoulder-length styles benefit from a trim every 8 weeks to avoid wispy ends, while longer hair should be trimmed every 10 to 12 weeks to keep the ends healthy without sacrificing length. However, budget considerations can make regular salon visits a challenge. Explore various trim services at lower rates, especially at beauty schools offering discounted options or by booking appointments on quieter days for more favorable pricing. Patricia, a 73-year-old retired teacher, arrived with hair that hadn't seen a trim in over a year. We set up a schedule for a modest trim every 10 weeks, taking off just half an inch each time. 6 months later, her daughter surprised her with flowers during our appointment, remarking that her mother's confidence was flourishing alongside her hair. It's essential to be mindful of the heat styling tools you frequently use, whether it's a curling iron or a flat iron. Every morning can be a challenge for your hair, particularly after the age of 60. When you subject mature hair to heat exceeding 300 degrees, the moisture within each strand diminishes quickly, effectively cooking your hair from the inside out. While younger hair may bounce back from occasional heat styling, the natural repair mechanisms of older hair have diminished over time. Signs of heat damage include split ends despite regular trims, rough-feeling hair even after conditioning, and increased breakage during brushing. Strands near your hairline may appear as broken fragments. Whenever you can, opt for air drying, especially with shorter styles. Applying a lightweight mousse to damp hair and using your fingers to shape it can produce a naturally voluminous look for medium-length cuts. For longer styles, loose braiding while damp can yield beautiful, heat-free waves. When heat styling is unavoidable, keep the temperature below 300 degrees Fahrenheit for fine or damaged hair. Always remember to apply a heat protectant beforehand and avoid using heat on wet hair. Ellen, a 66-year-old client, had been flat ironing her hair daily for decades. We established a heat detox, limiting heat styling to once weekly while focusing on heat-free methods. After 8 weeks, her new growth was visibly healthier, and she had reduced her morning routine by 20 minutes. "I never knew my natural texture could look so good," she told me. Have you ever noticed that your hair naturally falls in a certain direction, no matter how you try to style it? This isn't stubbornness, it's your unique growth pattern, as individual as you are. Utilize your unique fingerprint to recognize your natural hair patterns. Wash your hair and allow it to air dry without interference. Observe where it parts naturally, the direction it sweeps across your forehead, or how it may stand up at your crown. These tendencies become more evident after 60, as hair becomes finer and loses the weight to maintain unnatural styles. Resisting these inherent patterns is a tiring struggle that is ultimately futile. I've seen numerous women face this challenge each morning, applying excessive heat and products attempt to manipulate hair away from its natural tendencies, leading to a frustrating cycle. You style your hair, but it gradually reverts to its original pattern as the day progresses. By afternoon, you're left with an uneven look that bears little resemblance to your morning style. For troublesome cowlicks, consider asking your stylist to cut that section slightly longer, adding weight to help manage the lift. For widow's peaks, side-swept bangs that align with the natural growth direction often appear more organic than blunt bangs that resist it. The natural part has evolved with age, and embracing this new pattern instead of clinging to the old one can lead to greater volume and reduced frustration. Dorothy, a 78-year-old former flight attendant, had battled her strong natural side part for decades, attempting to achieve a center part in the belief that it offered more balance. When she finally accepted her natural side part and opted for a cut that highlighted this pattern, she was amazed. "I've spent over 50 years fighting my hair," she laughed. Who knew surrender could be so liberating? When it comes to finding the most beautiful hairstyle for you, it's essential to focus on what creates harmony with your unique features rather than simply following trends. This is not a matter of vanity, it's about achieving visual balance and proportion. As we age, our facial contours change, cheeks may lose fullness, jawlines can soften, and certain features may become more pronounced. Your hairstyle should adapt to enhance these natural transformations. To determine your face shape, pull your hair back completely and trace the outline of your face in a mirror. It is circular, round, longer than wide, and oval, being widest at the cheekbones with a narrow chin. Heart-shaped or angular faces feature a strong jawline. Understanding this fundamental aspect of your appearance is the first step toward discovering your most flattering style. For round faces, styles that add height at the crown and length below the chin can create the illusion of an oval shape. Heart-shaped faces benefit from side-swept bangs and length at the jawline to balance a narrower chin. Square faces are softened by layers that begin at the cheekbones, creating movement around the face. Stronger jawlines and long faces can achieve a more balanced look with bangs or added volume at the sides. The right haircut can work wonders, visually adjusting proportions. Side parts introduce asymmetry that can slim wider faces, while layering around the face helps to slenderize round shapes and add softness to angular features. For many women over 60, the most universally flattering lengths typically fall between the chin and shoulders. Catherine, a 69-year-old with a heart-shaped face, had maintained the same blunt shoulder-length cut for decades. We crafted a gently layered cut with side elements for her. Swept bangs and added volume around her jawline caught my daughter's attention. She asked if I had undergone any procedures, chuckling as I replied that it was just a better haircut. At 9, she's already aware that wearing hair too tightly can have consequences. While a sleek ponytail or a perfectly smooth bun may exude elegance, they can quietly harm your precious locks. Traction alopecia, a type of hair loss caused by constant pulling, affects countless women over 60, though few recognize its origins. Unlike age-related thinning, traction alopecia creates specific patterns of loss, particularly around the hairline, temples, and behind the ears. What makes this particularly alarming for mature women is that hair follicles tend to become more delicate with age. Once they suffer damage from persistent tension, recovery may not be possible. Warning signs can manifest as scalp soreness, redness, or small bumps near the hairline. You might experience headaches after sporting specific styles or observe receding at your temples along with broken hairs framing your face. It's essential for your scalp to breathe and move freely throughout the day, just like the rest of your skin. Rather than opting for tight styles, think about gentler alternatives. Soft low buns held in place with open pins instead of tight elastics help to distribute tension more evenly. Loosely positioned side braids add a touch of sophistication while minimizing strain on the hairline. Swap out regular elastic bands for fabric-covered alternatives to avoid breakage, and utilize wide-toothed combs for securing updos. For nighttime protection, consider a loose braid fastened with a soft scrunchie. A silk pillowcase can reduce friction as you move during sleep, helping to maintain your style and prevent damage. A 74-year-old former executive approached me, worried about her noticeably thinning hairline after years of wearing a tight churnan. We transitioned to looser techniques, and within 4 months, fine new growth emerged along her temples. Such a simple adjustment has made a remarkable difference, she shared. I also reminded her of the impact of accessories. They are not merely decorative items but potent psychological tools that can enhance your perception of your hair and self. Choosing a lovely clip or an elegant scarf is a statement of empowerment. An intentional style choice that exudes confidence. Many clients share that incorporating the right accessory provides an instant emotional lift, transforming an ordinary hair day into one where they feel refined and composed for professional or formal events. Subtle tortoise-shell clips, elegant combs with minimal embellishments, or slender headbands in sophisticated patterns enhance the look without seeming childish in casual settings. Colorful scarves, decorative bobby pins, or clips made from natural materials introduce an element of intrigue while maintaining elegance. Enhancing your natural coloring, these adaptable tools can skillfully mask typical concerns. A well-placed clip can hide thinning at the temples, while a lovely silk scarf tied as a headband can cover growing bangs or roots as you transition to embracing your natural silver. Beyond mere aesthetics, these accessories provide practical solutions for daily challenges. Soft headbands keep hair away from your face during exercise without causing tension headaches, and for travel, when styling tools may not be accessible, silk scarves can be a perfect alternative. Crafting sophisticated updo alternatives, Diane, a 76-year-old former art professor, redefined her connection with her hair through the use of accessories. Following chemotherapy that led to considerable hair loss, she began to amass a collection of scarves in vivid hues. As her hair grew back, now silver rather than brown, she seamlessly integrated these accessories into her enduring look. "They became my signature," she shared, noting how people began to overlook her thinning areas and instead praised her unique style. These carefully chosen finishing touches truly enhance your transformation. Transforming everyday hairstyles into expressions of your individuality can truly highlight your unique beauty and life journey. Remember, beautiful hair at any age is not about trying to appear younger, it's about showcasing your best self in the present moment. By steering clear of common pitfalls, you're not just reversing the clock, you're celebrating who you are today with a look that embodies your wisdom, confidence, and beauty. I've witnessed countless women not only change their hair but also elevate their self-perception through these straightforward adjustments. Which mistake will you tackle first? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to subscribe for more insightful beauty tips that honor your journey. Until next time, cherish your beauty at every stage of life.